Hello! Welcome back to Kathy is Yapping about the story. There were quite some developments since my last video. Chapter 7 is finally over, for real this time, so figured I might finish yapping about this chapter and lay down some of my theories for where the story might be going next. Let's dive right into it, shall we? So, after luring Arcs into a pocket dimension, Vale uses his little squid minions to plan his escape. Apparently, the interference is similar to the one caused by Darkfall's Aegis. This is a neat detail because neither Solus nor Dalion had any interference during their fights. This is even funnier in the Malignant encounter where Ran is instantly shut off. Anyway, after this big attack, a rift opens to Nameless City. This confirms two things. One, Vile is the third Dark Falls in a row to deliberately choose an arena that is as far away from the central canon as possible. This makes it a pattern, not a coincidence. 2. Starless can travel far distances using their pocket dimensions. This will actually become important later. Now, you may be wondering, why Nameless City exactly? Well, there's a pretty huge reason for it, I would say. Throughout the fight, we get to hear what kind of character Vale is, and he gives an impression of being someone who likes to play with his food. Very rude, bro. Did your mom not teach you to not play with your food? There are starving Starless in Africa, you know. So, anyway, we beat the crap out of Vile, but it's not enough to kill him. I really like this visual metaphor of him doing a very similar attack that ended up killing Garoa. I think we all can agree that this moment in Chapter 5 would have made more sense for Aina. And in general, the story of the first 5 chapters feels more like Aina is the main character, while we're just along for the ride. I think this scene in Chapter 7 remedies that, since this is actually something our character has a stronger connection to. So, in order to save the day, we end up using all those Chaos Emeralds we've collected in the Sonic LTQ, and we push him out of Nameless City. That's when it's revealed that Nameless City has been an Arcs ship this entire time. This, however, opens a whole new can of worms. Mainly, where's Halpha? According to Feria, this ship is inside of Halpha's orbit. Now, orbit is very vague, and it can mean a lot of different things, but usually it's close enough to at least have visual contact. We do see a planet outside of the Nameless City, and it doesn't even seem that far away. So what's going on? Were we trapped inside a simulation this whole time? I doubt it. I think Halpha might be a cloaked planet. We already know the planet is artificial, and I assume we can't shut down the dolls factories because it'd mean shutting down the life support systems as well. So I don't think it's a stretch to say that something is potentially creating a barrier around the planet to prevent things from the outside to see it with a naked eye. It would also minimize any interference with the Halpha experiment. So, Vale is defeated. We nearly die in outer space, but Zephedo saves us, saying the world to come still needs us. And he's not wrong, because what the hell are these portals? The Altar Realm, also known as NGS's version of the Ultimate Quest reskin. Every time before a new Altar Realm becomes available, a region-wide Crimson Realm Urgent Quest occurs. These introduce us to high Starless enemies. They seem to be much tougher than regular Starless, and even regular enemies end up becoming vicious threats. This opens up a lot of questions. What is the Altar Realm? How are the Crimson Realms connected to this? And why are the Starless getting stronger despite their Emperor being defeated? Let's start with Altar Realm. I believe the Altar Realm is something the Starless created very recently. We defeated Darkfall's Aegis, but the central canon was a large contributing factor. Despite the canon being taken out of the equation, we still managed to defeat every single Starless Darkfalls we've encountered so far. This likely makes the Starless wonder what's going on. The Arcs they've been grooming in this incubator weren't supposed to be this strong. As far as I'm aware, the Starless might not know that 909 was swapped out for Photon Jesus, so they might be assuming that there's something about this planet, hence why they began copying it. The Crimson Realm likely acts as some sort of scan feature so they can copy it one-to-one. Of course, it could also be the other way around. It's possible that Halpha is designed after the Altar Realm, with Zephedo not being conscious of where his ideas were coming from. I doubt that we're looking at a time loop situation, where the Starless are hopping from one timeline to the other, and the Alter Realm is one of the timelines that wasn't so lucky. Though I will admit, it would be on brand with the franchise if that ends up being the case. Also, I'm not exactly sure if Vale is completely gone, to be honest. If the malignant Dark Falls fights are canon, and so far we don't really have a reason to believe they aren't, then we already saw him return once before. Another mystery left open is who was responsible for swapping 909 with the Guardian from PSO2. Maybe we will actually see the 4 heroines make a comeback. Who knows? Now, let us talk about the teaser trailer. First off, this logo is glitching out, so I wouldn't be surprised if the game's going to rebrand to either Episode 2 or Version 3 soon. Then we get introduced to a new heroine who looks very similar to a doll's unit. Just humanoid. I guess she's a doll. It is implied that a ARC squad was sent to the Alter Realm, attacked her, and she killed them all. But this might be a red herring. We won't know until Chapter 8 actually comes out. But she does look like she gets herself frequently involved in criminal activities. Then we hear a mysterious voice from a mystery man. He says that because we've made it so far, he's going to reveal the truth, while the camera zooms in on an Alter Realm portal. So, first of all, I'm not sure he's referring to getting so far, in a general sense, but if he does, it would support the multiple timeline theory. I think what he means is that the next story quest is going to be an extensive expedition into the Alter Realm, and we're going to get really far without having to retreat, and the truth is going to be a lore dump about what the Alter Realm is specifically. I'm very welcome to be wrong on that. There is still a massive gap in information between PSO2 and the first Starless attack 500 years ago, so I'd love to learn more about it. Next, we have to figure out who Mystery Man is. The voice acting would lead you to believe that it's Crawford. The Japanese community even dubbed him Blackford. I doubt the Mystery Man is Crawford himself. It just doesn't line up with everything we know of his character. However, if it is a version of Crawford, then what if the Starless began copying arcs? In that case, the Mystery Man really could be Blackford. But a very likely answer is also that this might simply be Vale's humanoid form speaking to us. There is a third option, however. It might be Xiao. There are a lot of things that make him a very suspicious fella. The whole Starless motif with cubes, the ability to hide one's consciousness inside someone else, and, well, naturally mutating. All of that has been a big part of the Draconian race in PSO2. I always found it weird that Ultimate Amdusia was introduced in Episode 4, but wasn't story relevant until Episode 6. Then there is also Shiva spitting facts in her final battle against us. If it were up to Xiao, the story would be stuck in a perpetual time loop, one that only the Guardian managed to break out of. Then there is the Draconian god Xiao ended up fusing with. It is said that this god is essentially dead, and that its presence is what ended up corrupting Ultimate Amdusia, which is very different from what happened in Nefarious and Lilipa. Similarly, the Draconians were meant to have a strong alliance with Arcs following the events of Episode 6, but they're nowhere to be found. In fact, of the original 3 planets in PSO2, Draconians are the least represented race on Halpha. I really think there is a hint hidden in here, somewhere. Then there is also the roadmap. Apparently, Zeshrader over here is a hint for what the next field update is going to be. So this has to be either the Falspawn Den or Nefarious, and in both cases, how are we supposed to get there? Are we going to teleport using one of those Starless portals? I mean, it worked for Vile, so who knows? Maybe our doll over here can manipulate those portals. Or maybe Blackford or Xiao will open up a portal to show us the truth, and we investigate the ruins on Nefarious after Arcs began colonizing it. Funnily enough, this would be very reminiscent of exploring the planet Ragel in the first PSO. Either way, exciting stuff. What are your theories, though? Do you think I'm onto something, or do you have your own theories? Let me know in the comments below. I realize this video will likely get outdated rather quickly, since we're going to get another teaser for Chapter 8 in the upcoming headline on Tuesday, but it's been a while since the last time I've made a video on the story, and I'm really excited to see where the story will go next. In the next story video, I'll be recapping Chapter 8, so if you've enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care!